your cells have receptors for two things: essential amino acids, protein, and essential fats. No one has ever heard of anybody's talking about essential carbohydrates. It doesn't mean they're bad. I'm not saying carbs are bad. Welcome back to the channel. On this episode, I want to speak to you guys about calories versus macros and which one is best from my experiences as a coach and my experiences dieting and my nutritional habits for bodybuilding, my weight loss, fat loss, recovery from surgeries, competing in MMA, competing in boxing, wrestling, various different sports, along with my clientele that reaches all different demographics, from athletes to high performers, everyday person, all the way to my outpatient clinical work. So what is a calorie? A calorie is food that's taken and put inside of a scientific oven, let's say a calorimeter, and it's burned to see how much energy it gives off. And this is where they come up with the equation of how many calories are inside of certain foods. Macronutrients, protein, carbs, and fats are what make up the food content on the macro side of it. Now, protein and carbohydrates both have 4 calories per gram of weight, and fat has over double, which is 9 calories per gram of weight. So when food is ingested into the body, as I spoke in the last video, it can do two things. It can have a positive reaction or a negative reaction. And as I explained in the last video, whether you're trying to optimize your health, your mindset, your body composition, overcome any illnesses, any unwellness you have with inflammation, autoimmune disease, and all these factors, you're trying to follow a diet more along of macronutrient, micronutrient dense foods that cause a positive reaction in your body. Now, calories in versus calories out. This is the debate that's out there. So a lot of people are following, this sexy nuance approach of it doesn't matter the quality of the food as long as you're putting in less calories than you're putting out. So you're eating less food than the energy your body needs on a daily basis, so you're going to be able to lose weight. Now, my approach has nothing to do with losing weight, all right? I want people to lose body fat. If you don't give your body the micro and macronutrients that it needs, your body will get rid of what is the most efficient, and that's going to be your muscle tissue, okay? First and foremost, because muscle tissue consumes way more calories than fat does, or organs at rest, or hair, nails, skin, and these other things that your body needs calories for. So if you're not eating foods and you're not getting the proper amount of macronutrients in your diet, but you're in a caloric deficit, your body's gonna do the most efficient thing that it knows to do, and it's gonna get rid of muscle tissue, which is then in fact going to lower your metabolism. So eventually you're gonna have to keep eating less food to be able to maintain that body weight you got to in a caloric deficit, or you're gonna have to minus even more foods out of that. Another thing that I want to explain in this is the difference between counting your macros versus counting your calories, the benefits that comes with this, all right? If you were to go to a steakhouse, mostly in North America, you won't see it in the 5-star and Michelin star restaurants out here in Dubai or in Europe, but they'll have things on the menu like a tomahawk steak, 1,000 grams for 2. And they have special nights and offers where you get the steak and you get a bottle of wine. And if you and your partner, 2 people, whether it's a friend or somebody on a date, can finish this steak in under 10 minutes, you get it for free. So why would they be offering the food that's highest on the menu for you to be able to eat it with your partner for free? The backup of this is that protein, when you ingest it, 20% of it, up or down, is used in your body to cause a thermogenic effect to actually digest the food. That's why you get the meat sweats when you eat a lot of meat. So what that means is when you're following a diet high in protein or meeting your protein requirements for your goal and your activity, that 20% of those calories your body's actually going to burn just to be able to assimilate, digest that food, put it in your muscles, the rest of the waste goes to the bathroom. And that is the reason why that steak is free, because you can't finish it. You can't finish a steak in 10 minutes, 500 grams, for the most part of most people, okay? Granted, there's gonna be the anomalies of some, crazy appetite coming in from an athlete, a power lifter, or a linebacker from football, or a bodybuilder that's been dieting hard, that will be able to crush that. I haven't seen it, but I'm sure they're out there. So us knowing that this is the fact, that 20% of the calories coming in from protein is going to be used for digestive purposes and raise our metabolic activity in our body, we want to be able to reach our protein requirements when it comes to macros, rather than just counting calories. So think of your body like a car, all right? This is the best analogy that I can always use for people. If you think of your body like a vehicle, like a car. Now, some people are a bigger car. If let's go, for example, let's use Mercedes. If I was a G-Wagon, okay, because I'm over 200 pounds of muscle and blah, 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 my engine oil and my transmission oil, if you look inside of your catalog of your car, the service requirements always stays the same for that amount of cubic inches or cubic centimeters, cc's, however you measure that engine output, to be able to function properly. Those fluids are always the same in the car. And no matter where it's driven, if it's driven in LA, if it's driven in New York, if it's driven in London, if it's driven in Hong Kong, if it's driven in Sydney, that stays the same. So do the micronutrients. The water inside of the radiator, inside the motor to cool the system, the hydration of the body must stay at a certain level. The micronutrients, your brake fluid, your power steering fluid, your AC fluid, all these things stay the same in the car. What's the one fluid that you change inside of the car on a constant basis? The gas. That's the gasoline. So the micros are the small things. The engine oil is going to be your proteins. Your transmission fluid is going to be your fats. We said in the last video that cells, whether in your hair, skin, bones, organs, nerves, in your intestinal system, your muscles, your cells have receptors for two things: essential amino acids, protein, and essential fats. No one has ever heard of anybody's talking about essential carbohydrates. It doesn't mean they're bad. I'm not saying carbs are bad, but if you are ingesting them and your body is using glucose as a form of energy, the gas in the car is the only thing that you need to change. So if you're not going anywhere and your car's gas tank is full, and you go and you start buying gasoline and putting tubs of gasoline in the back seat, in the boot, in the passenger seat, on top of the car, what happens to the car? It weighs down. So if you can figure out your macronutrients to be able to find the protein requirements of your goal body weight, this is a formula I've used for decades, and successfully it's been used by thousands of people to live healthy and get to their goal and still be able to fit in their fun foods when seen fit around their activity levels or social situations. But they're following an 85-90% clean diet per se. The only fluid that they change is the gasoline, is the carbohydrates. So if your glucose storage is full, okay, or your caloric intake is full, if you want to use both analogies, and you put extra fuel in the car, where does it go? The car weighs down, it goes to your stomach, goes to your legs, goes to your ass, and that's how you gain fat. Now, what I'm trying to explain to you is that if you go towards counting and matching your macro ratios to be able to have better cognitive function, better energy, better sleep, better so many things. If you're a female, your period, your premenstrual phase, your luteinizing phase will revolve around the nutrients in your body. A lot of you guys are iron deficient because of your diet, and you're taking pills, and 90% of those pills aren't even bioavailable, so you still suffer the worst extremes of the symptoms of your period. The hair, the skin, the nails, your energy, your mood, all of these, which are created by the food that you're intaking, the serotonin in your brain, 90% produced in your gut, is coming from a macro dense diet that's nutritious for you, that's causing a positive effect. If you want to just count calories because it's cute to eat cupcakes all day and you're hoping to lose weight, You're going to lose muscle. You're going to lose good hair, good skin, good energy, good hormonal function, have all these problems around it. If you're a male, okay, your good cholesterols, your vitamins, your micros, your macros, your nutrient-dense foods are going to control multiple things. Your cognitive ability to focus, to be less anxious, your sexual performance, your erections, your libido. All these are based off of how you eat and how your body metabolizes it inside and gives you the performance on the outside. So again, counting calories, if you think it's cute, anyone who thinks that counting calories is cute is because they're like, I don't want the symptoms or the repercussions of the shitty diet or shitty lifestyle that I've led up to this point, but I don't want to let go of that mentality and type of eating, and I want to get some benefits out of eating less of that shit. And it just doesn't work because your ghrelin and leptin signals, the two hormones inside of your brain that regulate and tell you when it's time to eat and when you're full, are going to be based off of your meal timings, your portions of food, and the macros and micros inside of your food. So if you're just doing one of these calorie counting type of diet approaches like Weight Watchers, yeah, you lose some weight while on the program because you're eating less food, and then eventually your body just gives up because you're living off of a little piece of cake, a little piece of biscuit, a little cookie as a snack throughout the day, and your body is depleted of the nutrients and the vitamins and minerals and macros that it needs to function properly. So as soon as you go back to normal eating with portions, you're done. You gain all this weight back, even if you make it to that point, which most people don't. So this is the premises. This is the message that I want to give to you guys following my program or just trying to better out your life, okay? You're not going to get benefits with your brain, with your emotions, with your body, with your aesthetics, with your sexual performance, with your hormonal function, if you think that just counting calories alone and filling them with whatever is going to benefit you. Yes, calories matter. If you eat too much of the good stuff, you won't lose weight. But when you eat the right stuff, it is difficult to eat more, okay? 2,000 calories a day, let's just say I gave somebody 150 grams of chicken with 150 grams of rice and 2 cups of vegetables in one meal. And the next meal, I gave them 150 grams of steak and 150 grams of potato with 2 cups of vegetables. And for breakfast, I gave them 10 egg whites multiplied by 15 calories. It's only 150. And a half a cup of oats, okay? And I gave them now, I'm still left over with about 500 to 600 calories. I give them a protein bar, something sweet, okay? 200, 250 calories. And later on in the day before bed, I give them a yogurt for 110 calories, and I give them 300 grams of strawberries, a tub this big, to make you full and make you go to sleep, instead of counting calories and having 90 calories of 2 little pieces of Lindt chocolate. They're under 2,000 calories. They hit all their macros, all their nutrition, they feel good, digestion's good, skin's good, hair's good, mood's good, blood levels steady all day with insulin because they're not getting fast absorbed carbs. They have balanced meals throughout the day. They're going to hit their goal. Someone else eating less than that, less than the 2,000, 1,800, filled with a donut for 350, instead of having the steak and potato, instead of having the chicken and rice, instead of having the eggs and oats, is going to get how far? With Skittles and Coca-Colas and all these other drinks. Because you might see the scale move a little bit, but you're going to lose all the other benefits. So try to make sure that you take some time or hire somebody that knows how to be able to give you a sustainable, maintainable diet approach so that you can still fit in pizza nights, going to an Italian restaurant, having a bowl of pasta, having a couple glasses of wine, going to a big brunch, and understand how your body works, how energy is given out, how energy is put in, the gas in the car, And then you will be able to make better choices, have less cravings, have more energy, have more muscle tissue, have better sexual and hormonal functions, and be able to reach a goal and keep that goal for good, because your body, your mind is working together. If you go the opposite approach, just trying to fit in calories and make sure that you hit a certain number with just empty, wasted foods, you're not going to get too far. And the reality is, celebrities don't get in shape or stay in shape their whole life for cinema roles with that approach. And athletes don't take that approach to be able to compete in the Olympics or in the NFL or the NBA, or even Tiger Woods. You saw on Netflix one time, they followed him with his chef and what he was eating on a daily basis to be able to perform. Bodybuilders, models. If that worked, if that result worked, we'd all be eating cereal. We would all be eating cupcakes. Instead of eating potatoes, instead of eating rice, instead of eating beans, instead of eating whole grain wraps, we would be eating ice cream all day. But it doesn't work. You get sick. I've tried it. I've hit my peak of what I can possibly put inside of my stomach, trying to gain more muscle or increase my strength when that was my goal. And I couldn't literally fit more whole foods inside. So I had to go the route of eating highly dense, poor choices of food for the calories, and I felt like shit. You know, I'd either be constipated or going to the bathroom too much. I'd be tired, I'd be exhausted, I'd get mood swings, highs and lows with energy, sugar spikes. And with all of my people, I mean, for 90% of them that follow this and stay with it, they get and keep their results 100%. The mentality, this is non-biased and not for the snowflakes to listen to and fuck the cancel culture. The mentality of saying I'm gonna solve a problem the same way that I caused the problem is just fucking ridiculous. But here we're dealing with everyday people that have emotions, have families, have different lifestyles. So you gotta be a little bit flexible. And yes, we do put in the fun foods when we see fit, and everybody's schedule and routine and diet is an individual basis. But if somebody had a problem from alcohol or drugs or cigarettes or gambling, and we're talking about an extreme here, all right? Let's say somebody who's very, very overweight or getting bad side effects emotionally or physically from just being a little bit overweight. If they came to the doctor or the practitioner or the psychiatrist wouldn't say, all right, you know what? Let's not smoke crack Monday through Thursday, but Friday and Saturday we can fit some in, all right? You have a really bad problem with alcohol, you got some DUIs, you crashed, you ruined your relationships, you're insecure, you're ashamed of how you live or look like and act. Let's keep drinking to Mondays and Fridays. Let's just keep it split apart. So, in reality, with a logical concept of everything, nobody would take that approach. But because it's food and we gotta eat it on an everyday basis, and yes, it does taste good, and the sweet stuff, the fatty stuff, the salty stuff all put together, it makes you feel happy, and there's nothing wrong with that as long as you nail everything else inside of that. That's my experience, that's my approach, that's the education that I have to give people, because I don't give a fuck about trying to make $1 off giving somebody just the results. I want to give them the reward. There has to be a reward with that. I want you to live good. I want you to feel good. I want you to act good. I want your habits to transfer into your families, your employees, whatever you got your life invested into. Telling somebody that, you could eat 3 cupcakes a day instead of the diet you're eating and lose some weight, yeah, that'll work. Give them 3 cupcakes a day with a Coca-Cola, 1,400 calories, 1,300 calories. They'll lose weight for sure. They're gonna lose everything else along with it. So I hope this brought some value to you guys. If you have any questions, leave a comment below, email me, shoot me a DM on my Instagram. All the information is there in the bio. Make sure that you stay positive, stay productive. Don't let anything or anyone get in the way of the life that you want to live. And I'm out.